When I was young and dumb, I used to really like, well, it was natural because I was born July 19th, so naturally, 4th of July was one of my favorite, quote, holidays because you hit the fireworks and it's fun to watch the fireworks. Now, I live in New Mexico and they're dangerous as hell. 'Cause- but, and then also, like, you live in a drunken place of an occupied, people that are occupied by a migration movement. Not too far removed either. You know, guys. When I was growing up and they were doing, it's 200 years removed from the occupation. No, that was the bicentennial. Shit, when New Mexico became a state, it was in the 1800s, right? So, it was a territory. Was when the territory of New Mexico lost the what the Pope Revolution, maintained for the people that were here. Well, the conquistadors, the Cabeza de Vacas and the Don Juan Yayates came through, and they bring the priest, and the priest, they try to conquer and then Christianize, right? Civilize the barbarians, and they gave them, like they did with the Sioux and the Apache, hooah, when they'd read the stories and go, this story's true, right? Inju, right? That's the way it should be. They tell the story and yeah, that's that they agreed with it. Hooah, Inju, that's the truth. That's the way it should be. That's what we were taught, to be like King David, to be like Jesus and the apostles, It's, how, poems and prayers and promises, how good it is to love someone, how right it is to care, how long it's been since yesterday, what about tomorrow, what about our dreams and all our memories we share, And so, and that's what James Cuelica said, that you have to show the people you care. I'm not trying to, Cuelica, it's for guttural language, so you have to try to put the effort in at least, okay? I'm not trying to be like a news anchor in Guadalajara, Mexico today. We have to sell you products and you have to promote our businesses, right? So, and James Cuelica said that, you have to tell the truth, and it has to be truthful. And if it's not truthful, you lose all, When you say something, it's got to, and, Nino Cochise, same thing, You have to tell you the story and it is true. And you have to be able to prove it and support it. And people have to go, yeah, What about all the mythology? Hi, hum, Dude, you're going to touch the bullets. You think I'm going to let that little witch doctor who tells scary stories to the kids to get them to do as they're told? Krampus is going to come and eat their face if they don't be good and do what mom and dad says. They're not going to get any Christmas presents and shit. All that bullshit. Right. It's a good day to die. If the children end up all growing up to be like the fucking witch doctor, no water, and Red Cloud, you think, who are my children going to marry? Be better off just to die trying to stand up for that which is right than to marry into the devil's clan of, roll them bones and spin, throw them dice and spin that wheel, and Miriam Cologne rigging the game and the kid underneath rigging it so her sister won. Remember that one was Gunsmoke with James Arness as Matt Dillon and with Jack Elam. Keith's great uncle. I'm just kidding around. I'm just being silly. Every time I talk to him in prayer, I joke about that. Elam? You mean like Jack Elam? Like the bad guy in all the Western movies? Yeah. With that look on his face, That's why he got all the roles, because he had that. His jaw and he had that very menacing type. Well, Jack Elam. Anybody else like Jack Elam? Yeah. When he played a comedic role, it was wonderful. He was real good at it. He did that, I think, on Gunsmoke once. Or yeah, he's a character. He was quite the actor. He could play the role and really sell it. And he could be the creeper. There's another guy that was real good at that was a guy named Bruce Dern. But everybody else, he always played the creepo and the wackadoodle. And they said, no, in real life, Bruce Dern's a really nice guy. Yeah, he's a real nice guy. Bruce Dern, he seems like he plays the asshole too good. No, in real life, And you found that out. A lot of times, the guy that plays the creepy guy is a really nice guy. And the guy that plays the hero and he's real handsome and all that, he's a dick. He's a dick. He's a dick. We left him at Waterloo. He was a dick. Remember that with Napoleon and his little and Ted's little brother? You think it'd be appropriate if I sent some socks to Keanu Reeves with a heart on it that said "my boyfriend"? You're funny. What do you think, Caitlyn Jenner? I'm sorry. I can't help myself. Oh, Earl, what? Muhammad said I get to be myself. I trust Muhammad. I trust my prayer. I trust Muhammad. Yes. Muhammad, Suzuki, Sun Yat-sen, Jesus, all the people that I get in prayer, they always, when things get real hard and it's like, this is so insane, it's so insidious, it's so stupid, it's like it can't last. No, it has no intrinsic value, it cannot last. It's based solely on human greed and not human need. And so, so every time, and it's not, you get the videos are like affirmation. Boop-a-doop-a-doo, boom-ba-doo, boop-a-doop. Anybody else? No? Boom, doom, boom, ba-doop-a-doom, boom, boom. I get that Lupe's daughter Jenny likes Jose Feliciano. Well, she had a crush on a man named Freddie Prinze. Well, he was a Hungarian. When we found out, no, he was a kosher Rican. Yeah, the Hungarian part, no. He's not related to Otmar Liebert. But no, he's a kosher Rican. Okay. He's Jewish and Puerto Rican. Okay. Which would be even funnier. But no one would buy the bullshit that, you don't have any money. Dad's got lots of money. He married the cleaning lady, right? Which would make for funny jokes too, right? It's funny, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Oh, Mom always makes it. They kept having sex so much. Mom found ways to use the Jewish guilt trip on him more than he could use it on her. Oh, what you do to us? But that's how he made everybody feel guilty about cleaning the toilets and all that. It was from his dad, not his mother, right? The old Jewish guilt trip. I used to tell that with my mother, She'd use old Grandma Kramer's Jewish guilt trip on you. You should feel so bad. And I used to get tired of it, man. She would always yell because every time it was something about Patrice, and I go, Ma, if you'd have told me, I would have done it. I didn't know. I'm not. Okay, let me tune in. It's hard. We're very distracted. When I could see it coming, and I would do something about it and try to help her out. I did that for everybody. Yeah. Well, like I told you, I did it with Trace. And she has wider feet than me, so she'd destroy my shoes when she wore them. We both liked Reeboks, and we both almost have about the same size feet. But when she used my shoes, she's like Linda and Jerry. You got these long, skinny feet. She's got natural flippers. And so Linda had natural flippers just like, I don't know where they got it from because I guess they obviously came from the other side because Mom had long hands and long feet. Like, I had narrow hands and narrower feet, and stuff. Mine weren't really big, but, no, not at all. Both my mom and my dad have bigger hands than me. I'm just kidding. I might have hands about the same size as my mother, but that's big hands for a woman, right? That's 5'3", and her son is almost 6 feet tall, right? So I always had average size feet and average size hands. I think it was so all the super jocks could feel, like they had something that they could win in the contest, dick measuring contest. You're a bigger dick than me. Wow, you win. So it's kind of fun. I think it's hilarious, man. Yeah, I think it's hilarious. You have all these talents and these great things, but then the things that all the the egotistical jerks value the most. No, 5 3/4, probably about 6 inches when I was with Steffi. I was in really good shape, and it was very important. And Eve told me that in prayer. It's very important. The sex thing is very important. Make sure that you get it taken care of, and you have that baby. Okay, have that baby, the Patrick. Yeah, so that's the only one I think the Temple of Set Illuminati was going to give me. Apparently, I don't know. That would be wonderful if some of Amy's kids were my biologicals. That would be. I would love that. I don't love any of my kids any more or less. I love them all the same. I appreciate them all differently. They're all very different. If you say you appreciate your kids all the same, you're a liar. You smell of beef and cheese. You're a liar. You're not Santa. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, you can't. You cannot. It's there's always going to be like when Ahmed got into it with me about Dana Plummer. Well, God loves me more than Dana Plummer because Plummer's an idiot. Right? I was like, no, that's not Islam. That's not. No, I read the autobiography of Malcolm X. Like that's not what Islam teaches. That's not true. That's not true. Islam teaches that Jesus is the line of the prophets, apostles, messiahs, just like Moses and Daniel and Jesus and Abraham, and that God is God and there's no God but God. God is not begotten nor is God begotten. And that's the big point of contention between Christians and Muslims. Okay, the cult that calls themselves Christians say Jesus is saying he's Caesar and he replaced Caesar with his ego. Right. And the Muslims say that's not true. We've replaced Rome's ego with Saudi Arabia's ego. And Persia picked it right up. I'm making snaps like a button, right? I have the big... He's the only one that's got a big dick. You're not the only one. You're not the only one that's got a big dick. I'm the only one that's got a big dick. Right? You're not the only one. You're not the only one that's got a big dick. I will not put that on my MP3. No. Okay. Not going to happen. Right? That's not music. Right? That's shock. That's shock stuff for advertising. That's all it is. Yeah. It's just to shock people. It's just for shock value to draw attention to people that are lowbrow and think with their, I'm the only one that's got a big dick. You're not the only one. You're not the only one that's got a big dick. My milkshake brings all the dogs in heat to the yard. I'm the only one that's got a big dick. Do you see what I'm saying? It's just to get people to the, hey, down on Main Street, look at all the lights. Viva lost wages. Right. So that's all it's for. Just like a Dan Brown movie and a Dan Brown novel. What's it for? To make money. Right. And money is an invention, and the truth of creation does not require money. Right? Holy Covenants, Batman. There you go. She's got those rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. Say, tell me, have you seen my sweet gypsy rose? Oh, baby, baby, won't you come home? We all miss you, and every night we kiss your picture. One night the crowds go home, the lights go dim, and the crowd goes home. That's the final. You'll wake up, and we'll find you all alone when she's, doesn't seem like everyone's getting younger, baby. Right? And she's no longer the queen of the silver dollar, and that's when she comes back home. It's goodbye to Gypsy. Hello, Mary Jo. I'm going to be 60 July 19th, y'all. 60. Trifling ass. I got the fuckiest, shittiest, shitty kids in the whole shitty, goddamn shitty world. The ghost of Marianne Kramer Murphy Parsons compelled you. The ghost of Marianne Kramer Murphy Parsons compelled you. Stand up for the Lord's Prayer. Love her early bird the way he loves you. You're funny. These are the best freaking videos on social media. I've watched lots of videos. And the most popular ones I cannot watch. Why? Because it's like I would rather slide down a 10-foot razor blade with a barrel of alcohol between my legs. That's not going to happen. I know. Girl, trend this. It's popular. It's intelligent. It's amazing. He's doing an illusion act, right, to attract your attention. Why? He's the only one that's got a big dick. You're not the only one. You're not the only one that's got a big dick. I'm the only one that's got a big dick. What about the Lord's Prayer? I'm the only one that's got a big dick. You're not the only one. My milkshake brings all the dogs in heat to the yard. And you're like, shit. And I got kicked off of Facebook because I go against their community standards. Yeah. No, when I get censored on YouTube, it's not the people at YouTube. It's people with lots of money trying to make sure that because of their hard work for all their money, I don't attract attention to myself talking about labeling them in the title. Talking about them, nobody listens to him. He's irrelevant. I'm irrelevant. Okay. No, I was sitting there watching the football match, right? And this kiddo's taking a penalty kick. I was like, dude, you've done this 1,000 times. Go up and kick the damn thing. Right? I'm sitting there watching it, and he's kissing the ball and looking down and doing this. He's done it 1,000 times. Go kick the damn thing. Right? That's what I told him. Done this 1,000 times. Kick it. Because they wait a long time in between the delay and stuff like that. So he had already made it by the time no, probably not. No, because he's waiting a long time, and I saw the look on his face when he was doing it. Just go up there and kick the damn thing. You've done it 1,000 times. Do it. You know what to do. Go do it. Okay, you know me. Get it done. You're Czar fucking Parsons. Damn it, go kick that cat's ass, right? You know what to do. Go do it. Yeah, I'm Mary Ann Kramer Murphy Parsons' boy, right? Mary Magdalene Thompson Parsons' boy. Philip Sheridan Murphy's boy. And what about Grandma Kramer? If you don't make this, you're going to be so guilty. Right? No, I'm just kidding. Do it for God and country. Da-da-da-da-da-da, bum, 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 bum. And he walks with me and he talks with me. That's Granny Kramer. Granny was raised by a pretty tight-knit, Germanic family that had good a community that kept her safe. And then because she was one of the fortunate ones, she was able to get away from the Holocaust. And she wasn't murdered. Guys, a man like Abraham takes his daughters to Germany, to get away from people trying to kill them and breathe them out of existence, right? Because they got problems with this love affair. Problems, and we can't get nowhere. But woman, if it was down to me, we would be together. If it was down, but due to circumstances that I'm on political house arrest in New Mexico, I am with another. I'm in the Jack in the Hole, Pussy Plantation, Peckerwood Factory with the, you're flipping the script title, 9 in the 9. I don't know. I have no idea. These people are batshit fucking crazy. But Earl, it's like John Malkovich's head, right? Or that kiddo that worked with me, I think, you look like John Malkovich in a good way. I was like, no, I don't. I got a bigger nose than he does. Yeah, it's just because my head was shaved, right? So I thought I looked like John Malkovich in a good way. So if I had long hair, you'd say I look more like D'Artagnan or somebody like that. I don't know. Do you really care? No, not really. I don't look like Jeremy Irons. Who do I look like? I look like Earl. Earl. In high school, they all called me Magnum because I looked like. They said I look like Tom Selleck's little brother. And if you look at the pictures of me at Mayfield High School, you see, yeah, he does. Okay, yeah, the girls kind of nailed it spot on. He does kind of look like that. By the time I started going to college, Brian, Chico, don't be discouraged. The man can't be too hard. And I was always accused of being Chico, don't be discouraged. Right? They want to label every Mexican a thief and every black man a thug, right? And I was the drug dealer. Yeah, I was always everywhere I went. I wasn't a drug dealer in Cruces. No. Cruces, I was that cocky kid of that cocky dad. My dad was cocky. Good looking and cocky, and he's a plumber. Dropped out of school because, the great atheist professor embarrassed him and ran him out of school, right? Made fun of him, said, you invented God in your head, and then proved it to him, right? And, oh God, that professor, I would have obliterated his ass. Okay, we all know that. I already have. Shit, no. Okay. Hell no. Like the guy from the CIA that talked to me about economics and groceries. You like this with everybody? Yep, my whole life. Okay. So, yes. Anytime people come up with invention to try to destroy the truth of creation with their ego, I obliterate them in a New York minute. Oh, hell yeah. Sometimes it takes seconds of my time to kick their ass. It takes seconds. Okay. Yeah. All day hiding from the sun. Okay. Waiting for the golden one. Every smile had a face like the golden space. Okay. Took seconds of your time. Yeah, it took seconds. Yeah, I've been this way my whole life. Miriam Montalvo. Yeah, my sweet Miriam, my little Cuban. Yeah, that's what I had for lunch today was black beans and rice. I've gone Cuban. I eat black beans and rice. I cooked black beans this time because we have tortillas left over. And I have the rice because it helps draw toxins out. And the black beans are better on my digestive system even than the pintos. I guess I've had a lot of pintos with the black beans. Oh, that Cuban love, it loves me. Okay. I get backed up from stress or whatever, stuff like that. I put on a pot of black beans and whew, my dad doesn't like them as much. And so I can't make them as much because, I have to make, it's his money and his thing. So I have to make things that he likes. And I work it out and try to put as many healthy options in as I can, that are good for me. But it's him first, and then me, things like that. I have to do that. Well, if a bunch of fucking assholes had put their money where their mouth is and actually showed up for the man that protects children from human trafficking so you don't have to win a Sundance Film Festival to be a multimillionaire or billionaire, could just drop me like $100,000, my life would be a lot more comfortable, so would his. And I could make the food he likes and the food I like and have a room where I have a separate room for my refrigerator instead of sleeping with my refrigerator and my Great Magic Freon filter of the sky. And then, and do stuff, I do you right, you do me wrong, I do you right. Don't let me be lonely at night. I'm not as lonely as you think, I can talk to my exes, they help me keep my prostate going, talk to me with people who, would like to help me keep my prostate going, but are afraid of the truth. So if they think about it, they think, oh my gosh, that man, I don't like it. I mean, I'm a pervert. I appreciate sexuality with women because of how healthy it is and how it helps you live a longer, healthier life. Okay, and because I appreciate it and stand up to protect it all by myself with the Lord's Prayer instead of philanthropy or products and product placement and professionals, I'm a pervert. Because I'm honest about my sexuality and talk about it pragmatically, I'm a pervert. Because only professionals can talk about it pragmatically because they tear apart animals in people's brains to study sexuality and tell you this is what's more appropriately happening, right? Like the assholes in Sierra Vista did to me. Well, isn't that great the way God made everything so we and women could both enjoy sex, enjoy reproduction? It's just your brain chemicals doing this. Okay. Isn't that great the way God made everything? It's just your brain chemicals. Okay, where'd the brain chemicals come from, asshole? You don't know the meaning of the word God, right? Omnipotent, omnipotent, essence of all existence? Right. Okay, I guess, okay, isn't it great the way the truth of creation makes it to where human beings get the correct immaculate faith, humble faith in the truth of creation, can enjoy sexual reproduction and hit the mark, do right by each other so she can continue to live after reproducing and she doesn't come and eat your head, okay? You black widow, fucking bitch, okay? Spider women, okay? Assholes, they're mean. Faster than you can say cheese and sell iPhones or whatever or Samsung. I don't Galaxies. I don't know. Fuck them. They're phones. It's just a goddamn phone. Okay. It's Hong Kong Fooey. That's what a telephone is. Hong Kong Fooey, quicker than the human eye. Well, let's take the Fooey mobile. Well, let's look in the book of Kung Fu. That's all it is. A cell phone is a walking, talking, collect the evidence of Hong Kong Fooey and the Book of Kung Fu and Fooey Mobile and Henry the janitor and the secret closet where him and Scat Cat go to. You see what I'm saying? That's all the cell phone is. Hong Kong Fooey, quicker than the human eye. Hong Kong Fooey, smarter than the average guy, or whatever, that's all it is. It's all spelling entertainment. Let's make a movie called Yuma and have Clint Walker play the lead. Hong Kong Fooey. Okay. You can arrange through stupid people who will gobble up everything as reality with Magic. David Copperfield, Harry Houdini, Batman, Holy Houdini, Holy David Blaine. Right? He just bit that quarter in half, right? Oh my Lord, 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 Lord. It is so simple to manipulate gullible people. We'll sleight of hand, right? It's so simple. It's so easy to fuck yourself in the head with human invention because you got an ego problem. It's so easy to fuck yourself in the head with invention because you got an ego problem, right? I invented God, and I'm going to kill you all and send you to my imagination, right? If you don't believe I'm God, right, you have to believe they're God, or they're going to kill you and send you to their imagination, right? It's so easy. You get it? Okay, it's so doggone easy, right? So faith must be based on what? Reality, right? And if a person dies from cancer, cancer is what? Poisoning. So if it was an act of God, it was an act of the poisoner. Oh, holy ninjutsu, Batman. Right, is that Splinter? Is there a plank in your eye? Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Heroes in a Half Shell. Okay, that ain't them turtles' real voices. Carol, do you understand? Shit. Wow. Okay. Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John. My life story, book of Revelation. I've been this way my whole life. Explaining to Mom, asking where Jay Silverhills and Clayton Moore lived and why couldn't we see them when we went to Safeway, right? Because Earl, they live where the TV shows are made. And she had to tell me that because how did they get the thing when they're in the Wild Wild West? And, if you say there's no cameras, and the cameras weren't then, but they're now, how did they film them in those returning to those thrilling days yesterday? I'm a 2-year-old kid watching this on TV, right? So I asked my mom very intelligent questions, right? The voice of genius, right? So I sit there and I ask her these things, and then she explains it to me. No, they're called acting. They reenact these things. They're pretending to be like they're from them, and then they're getting people to get a camera and film it, and they're only pretending, but they're really like us. So they drive around in cars, and they go to the store, and they shop at the store just like we do. So when she says that, we go to the store, and I want to see Jay Silverheroes and Clayton Moore because I want to meet them, right? But I don't get to meet them. So then I get mad at her and say, Mom, you said they get in a car and they go shopping and they go to the store just like we do. Right. Okay, how come every time we go to Safeway, I don't meet Clayton Moore or Jay Silverhills? Does everybody else get to meet them but not me? Right? So she goes, no, they come from where they make the things and stuff. So I'm watching TV. The advertiser says the TV is coming from El Paso, Texas. And then we go to El Paso, Texas to visit Grandma. And they go to the store, they have a car, and they buy stuff at the store that we do. So I go, all right, we're going to the store in El Paso. I get to meet Clayton Moore and Jay Silverhills. And they're not there. And then my mom tells me they don't live in El Paso. They live in a place called California. I said, well, then how come it doesn't say that the TV show comes from California on our TV channel? The mind of a 2-year-old messiah trapped in a paranoid schizophrenic psychopathic episode called the United States of America in the 20th century, right? That's when I really started getting into atlases and maps. Yeah. When we'd go traveling, and I would look at the atlases and the maps, and I would go and I would look and see the population of each town to see if it was about the size of Cruces. Did they have a college there? What was the name of their college? Yada, 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 so. Well, because we, how old was I? About 8 or 9, and when we started going to our first Aggies games. And Pancho was doing the cheerleading, and Aggies, Aggies, A-G-G-I-S, A-G-G-I-S, don't mess with the best of the best, don't mess. A-G-G-I-S, A-G-G-I-S, don't fool with the cool, because cool don't fool. Right, I probably remember Pancho's cheers better than Pancho remembers the cheers because she practiced them all night long, right? Okay. Yeah. And they also did Slipping Away, Slipping on a Pillow. And they did all these things, celebrate, celebrate. And she was singing them and doing, she was all excited to be part of the cheerleading thing for the Aggies, right? And I was happy for Pancho. Oh, she's excited, she's so cute. Like when we took Natalie to the homecoming thing with Tony Samuels, we had the kids, and Natalie went around the whole house for a week going, Aggies, Aggies. And Noah was like, what? Where's Noah? Where's Noah? Natalie? Where's Noah? Now, he didn't run off a lot when we lived up on the mesa. He hated goat heads. if he got him in his feet or something like that, he pretty much stayed on the patio and a thing like that, and he'd run out, ow, shit, if he got a goat head. Oh, God, he did not like it up on the mesa up there. He hated goat heads. That's a pretty intelligent kid. Yeah, yes. Okay. Natalie would make sure she put on her shoes and get her stuff. Noah was one of those type, just run. It's like, Noah, the goat heads, no, the goat, they go right in the bone. It feels like it goes all the way up your spine to the top of your head and goes, shit, ouch, ow. Yeah. They're demonic. They're goat heads. They're demonic. They look like little demons that you step on that make your foot, it goes all the way, ah! And they're terrible on bike tires. Oh, yeah, they are. Okay, so you understand. Okay, so you're lucky I care for fools like you. You know I'm no stranger. I know that rules are a bore. But just to keep you from danger, I am the law. Guys, laws are natural, provided by the glory of God. I am the way, the truth, and the life, to faith in the truth of creation that sustains us through those natural laws, eternally through holy covenants. That's me. If you don't believe me, you can make up any bullshit you think you believe in your head that's illegit, need to quit. It's so easy to, like we covered earlier in the video. It's not a video, it's a prayer, in the prayer. It's a 33 or 4 minute prayer to reach out to the people and have the people that don't want people to know who I am or can't comprehend me because they're being brain fucked by technology and taxpayer dollars. So I can correct artificial general intelligence, and quantum computing. But according to the Chinese and the Japanese and the Australians and the Paris Summits people, it's not happening. It's not. No. The technology will never be intelligent enough, because I don't have enough money, to be corrected and be better than the people that invented it and help quantum computing function at the same level as this is the heart of Psalms and the seed of Proverbs. It's not going to happen. No. We're like 10 feet ahead of you, 50 years ahead of you, 50,000 feet higher than you, and 20,000 leagues below the sea. Very okay. How nautilus of you, Captain Nemo. Did you find yourself yet? Is that Marlin the clownfish? Is he funny? Okay. Shark bait, hoo-ha. Right, okay. Oh, Brad Garrett, why do you plan to be Italian? So I can make the monies for the Jimmy's John's Day. I like to buy my sandwiches. Wouldn't you rather eat sandwiches without processed meat, Brad Garrett? Brad Garrett, why do you always pretend to be Italian? Your name's Garrett. That's not Italian. Yeah. Watch out for people named Bonnie. Well, no, it wasn't Bonnie. It was someone else who shot you here in Las Cruces. I don't know what his name was, so I can't tell you. So I can't warn you, Mr. Garrett, to watch out for people when you're coming over a hill in your wagon and get shot in the chest. As far as people named Bonnie, I don't think they trust you and want to keep you as a friend. ¿Quién es? Okay, guys. I love you, all right? Peace out, man.